Okay guys, and I was trying to clean my keys in between my keys on this keyboard, and I pulled the whole damn cap off of the D key. Yeah, real freaking cool. Whoops, just dropped half of it on the floor. There's the spring. So that's not good. I need my D key, but I do not need up here in this corner. Pause brake. I don't need that at all. So I think I'm going to try to take that switch from that, the Romer G from that, desolder it from the board, and resolder it over here. And I'm going to take you along for the ride. Alright, and you get into this bad boy, you need to flip your keyboard over, and behind each one of these pads, which you don't want to touch the back of because you don't want to get rid of all the adhesive on there. You may even want to reapply the adhesive with a little bit of this here Gorilla Glue. There's Phillips screws, and I imagine that there'll be one in each one of these holes, so I'm going to go ahead and take those out. Okay, in addition to the screws underneath the pads, there's some underneath the feet as well. There's one here and one here. I expect there to be one behind this label also, but I don't want to like peel my label off if I don't have to. Oh, there's a screw right there. Guarantee it. Bastard. I'm going to have to peel that off. I really don't want to destroy that. But I guess, you know, it's out of warranty anyway, so it really doesn't matter. And it's just aesthetics. And who sees this stupid sticker anyway? Let's just peel this whole stupid thing off. I'm just going to stare at my hand for a minute. Nope. Oh, there it is. There's the screw. You can't see it. Enhance. There it is. The screw behind the label as well. So pull your label off. Maybe I'll glue that back on as well. Probably will. Alright, let's get in here. Alright, and once you get all the screws out, you're going to need to like run something along the edge here. In my case, I used the back end of a fork, and I just kind of went along gently. Plastic would have been better to use. It's probably pretty gross in here. And you guys just going to need to pry it off. There's nothing on the back here. Just pull it off. Don't break any of the pins. You can see the back side of this. Alright, and now we're looking at all of our solder joints here. This is where the keys are soldered to. So we're going to locate what we need. I'm not going to take this whole thing off if I don't have to. It doesn't look like I need to. Alright, before I get too far into this, I'm going to mark with a marker, a little Sharpie here, exactly what switches I'm going to be messing with. So on this side I can see it's about right there. Certain 1, 2, 3 keys up. So we're looking, it's just pretty obvious. Put your fingers on both sides. You can see exactly which one you're working with. Just triple check. It is that one. So it's these points here. And I'll need to desolder. They're right next to each other. It is really pretty obvious. And on mine, for whatever reason, there's like dust there as well. I don't know if you can see the dust. But anyway, that's where I'm going to desolder right there. Take that off. And the other switch that I'm going to be swapping it with is actually up here in the very, very top corner. So I'm going to do the same thing. If I can show you. Pause and brake. I'm not going to use that very often. I use print screen more often. So it's this guy up here in the corner. Take that one as well. Hopefully they are the same type of switch. I guess we'll find out. So I'm going to go ahead and take my soldering iron. I've already plugged it in, just a cheapo little guy. Make sure I'm still in frame here just a bit. Alright. I'm just going to take the solder off of. Okay. Solder that right there. It should come right out. Once I've desoldered it, just heat it up a little bit. I should tin the tip of this, huh? This is not the proper solder, but it's what I got, so it's what I'm using. Just a little bit on your tip. That's all you really need. Tiny little bit there. Get to our black dot. Apply it. Melt some of the solder away. And I don't have a solder sucker. Just going to use a tiny screwdriver here. And just give that guy a little bit of a shove through there. So I get all this solder melted to the point where I can do that. Solder sucker would have been ideal for this, but I don't have one of those. It's going to be this one here as well. It's going to be the closest two solder points to each other. So pull that down. Hopefully that's good. Stick that in there, make sure I got it. Alright. Now let's just check the other side. Maybe I'll just take this board out. Probably be a better idea, huh? Just take the board out. See what happens. Alright, so once you've unscrewed all the screws on here, the ones with the shoulder I call it a shoulder. These little guys right here with the little shoulders, 2 different types of screws. The ones that have like the little shoulder on them, those actually go where there is no metal surround on here. So what's happening is this solder, when it solidifies again, it's like holding that switch in, so you kind of have to just kind of mess with it and you'll get it out of there. Just be very careful. You don't want to like burn yourself, obviously. Screw your keyboard up. Okay, just hit that a whole bunch of times and the switch has come off in my hand, and there is our prize. Alright, I'm going to remove this other guy here, the one that I marked in the corner. Keycap is left on this time, so that makes it a little easier to grip. So I kind of like that, actually. But you do have to take the board out to remove these, so it doesn't really matter either way how you do it. Came loose on one side anyway, and this is the one I'm trying to not screw up because I need it. The other side again. The other side again. Just keep going back and forth, walking it out. I'll walk it out. Alright, that's it. Got it out. It's a good switch. Excellent. Let's go ahead and switch it over to the other side. Alright, so we're going to put this guy in. I'm going to keep an eye on where that eyelet goes. On here, it's pretty obvious to me. So I got to be able to see what I'm doing here as well. See that eyelet there? Okay, see how that eyelet? It's right there. See how you can't see through it at all? I got to get that solder out of there. I'm just gonna like set it on here. Not to touch too much of the plastic. Just gonna push it on through, let it do its thing. I may not be able to do that as easily as I think. I think I got most of it out of there. Okay, yeah, it looks like I got most of it out of there. Still a little bit left. I'm gonna go ahead and take this guy here away from the board. Trying to get the solder. Just gonna stick it in there. Everything should line up okay. Just gonna lightly hold it in that spot. I mean, if it's square, there's really only one way it'll fit. Melt the solder on this side while I'm putting light pressure on the other side, and it should push through okay. It's in there. Feels like it's in there. Let's check it on the other side and make sure it's nice and flat and where it should be. Appears that it is. So hopefully it's what I need. It's flat against the board, the black plastic. So that I've done that, make sure it's flat against the PCB and the black plastic. It appears that it's okay and it's in there okay. Functions just fine. That's the key right there, the D key. So it looks like physically it functions okay. So let's go ahead and fix our solder there. Add a little bit more to it. You can see there's plastic bits here. You may not even be able to see this. That's from the old button. Pulling keys out without a key puller. That's what you get. Well, let me tell you, don't do that. Lesson freaking learned. This is not thin enough for what I need to do, but this is what I got, so this is what I'm going to use. Some nice lead-free solder here. Put a little glob on there. Hold it from the back just in case. Should be okay. Excellent. Add a little more solder to the other side as well. If I had some decent flux, this wouldn't even be a problem. But I don't have any. I can use that to hold that in there because that's what's holding the key in as well. So, alright. Of course, this is flux-free solder. Alright, I believe that that's going to be fine. Before I do anything else, I'm going to test the key and make sure it works. Then I'll solder the other key as well. Okay, for this part of it, just got the keyboard set up here. Dropped my cable. Of course I did. I'm just going to pull it around to the side here and plug it in. Just going to plug it in. My mouse pad's completely dirty, or my gaming mat is completely dirty. Plug it in. This will be the moment of truth. So let's see if I broke anything. And bam. And as you can see, or maybe you can't see, the keycap is lit up. It is lit, ready to go. So let's go ahead and get into a game here, just to do the tutorial or something. Okay, so now we're going to make sure the D key works. It does. Ugh, it freezes me here. Okay. So W, A, S, and D. D works fine. Hell yeah. So switching that key over worked just fine. Now I'm going to solder the other one up and go with it. I guess I didn't show how bad it was before. The D key would stick before, and it would just constantly go to the right. It's because I busted it when I was taking out the keys. Use a key puller. That's the lesson here, guys. Put it back together, and I'll show you the end result. But I mean, this is pretty much fixed. All right, guys, and well, that's it. I mean, it's fixed. Keyboard seems to work fine. D key works properly now. I am going to just like lay the keycap on here. Where's the keycap at? Just gonna lay that bad boy on there. I'm not going to use it. The only thing it really does is function key for volume, and I don't necessarily need that on the keyboard. So I'm just going to try to find one of these Romer G keys and just desolder it, take it apart, replace it. And hopefully this helps somebody out there. If you're having a problem with mechanical keyboards, specifically the Logitech keyboards, pretty easy to fix, to be honest. Just need a soldering iron, a number 1 Phillips, and that's really it. Alright guys, hopefully this was helpful to you. Maybe a little bit of solder and flux would be good too. But anyway guys, if this was helpful to you at all, give me a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.